When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Chezzy, Teresa, Mary Ann, hello, hello. Hey, Marlene, hope everything is well with you. There you are. I know, just a tiny bit late. Hey, Tillman, once again, I'm going to tell you about my book. I'm great, Chezzy. How are you? This is My Ears Are Not Like Yours. Oh, Marlene, get better. Hey, Robin. This is a book that's available on Amazon.com. It's great for young kids. Gosh, you're sick too, Hillman. Wow. Amazon.com. This is really great for, hey, Joey, for Valentine's Day, for any young children to learn the lesson early that, it's a positive message. It's a wonderful book bought for my daughter. Oh, thank you, Robin. Robin, if you have a chance, I'm glad she loved it. If you have a chance, if you would go and just give me a great review at Amazon, that would be great, adding to the other people there. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Rick. Hey, Robin. But again, My Ears Are Not Like Yours. I think you'll love this book. A lot of adults have told me they love this book and wish they had it as a child. So that's great news. And thank you so much for everybody who's bought the book and continues to tell your family members and friends about it. Thank you. Bought 3, one for my first grade son's teacher. Wow, Brian, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And sorry for all of you who are sick. I hope that you get well really quickly. I mean, everybody seems to be sick. Marlene's sick, Tillman's sick. Danelle, who comes in here, I saw their grandkids were sick. Hey, Cully. Let me read to you Psalm 11 really quickly here. Hey, Rhonda. In the Lord I put my trust. How can you say to my soul, flee as a bird to your mountain? For look, the wicked bend their bow. They make ready their arrow on the string that they may shoot secretly at the upright in heart. If the foundations are destroyed, what can the righteous do? The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord's throne is in heaven. His eyes behold, his eyelids test the sons of men. The Lord tests the righteous, but the wicked and the one who loves violence his soul hates. Upon the wicked he will rain coals, fire and brimstone, and a burning wind shall be the portion of their cups. For the Lord is righteous, he loves righteousness. His countenance beholds the upright. Amen. Okay. Hey, Jamie. Hello, the market is a roller coaster. Get ready, folks. Yeah, it's gone back up a little bit. We recovered a little bit. It went up it went down 500. And now it's back up about 100 points, last I checked. Hey, Lee, good to see you. Renee, good to see you. Yeah, the roller coaster, it's Hillary Clinton is sick, but that's a different kind of sick. Yeah, that's kind of a constant, Robin. Hey, Amanda. Morning, good morning. Yeah, everybody get well. My goodness, get well. But the Dow, that's the one thing about the stock market. It goes up and down. It really does. That's why that if you don't have the money to put in there and to gamble with, maybe you shouldn't play the stock market. Thank you for the super hearts, Robin. Jamie said, get out of Bitcoin. If you are in it, it's going to get ugly. And Dawn says Dow gains negative 52.28. So, I mean, the stock market is always going to go up and down. I mean, yes, big deal. I think people are worried about the interest rates. I think people are worried about the memos. I think people just get worried and they get crazy and things start going up and down. Hopefully, in a few days, perhaps. Varney said nothing to worry about. Yeah, Amanda. I mean, it's one of those things. Stock market does that. Everybody wants to think that it's the 2008 crash all over again. Vitamin C, people, Jamie said. Take it every day. Heard Bitcoin went below 7,000, Cully said. This was an adjustment, Alexa said. Yeah. And it's always, the stock market's always going to adjust. I mean, I think that, we have coming up again, Are we going to keep the government running? Are the Democrats going to play games? So everybody gets all upset. No, you don't want a bubble. No. So, you just hang in there. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's just an adjustment. It's just going up and down. It's what it always does. It was a big drop. I admit it was a big drop. But you want adjustment, no burst, right? So everybody just take a deep breath. What did everybody think about the, let's see, Jamie said, Greenspan has spoken a few weeks ago. Every time he talks, something happens. That's true. Hey, Danielle. What do you guys think about yesterday and the Democrats wanting to get their memo in front of the president? Hey, Alan, good to see you. Robin says she takes vitamin C every day. When my husband and kids were sick, I remained well, thank God. Yeah, if you're not on a multivitamin, one of the things that is really good for you is a multivitamin every day. Listen to Bloomberg, no big deal. Barbara said, good morning, Lori. How are you? I love that you stay positive and never get ugly. Thank you, Joey. Bunch of baloney, Danielle said. Yeah. That memo yesterday, I tell you what, Adam Schiff, I don't know why I said Alan. Hey, Daniel. Adam Schiff is just amazing in a bad way. He came out of that meeting yesterday where they voted to send the memo over to the president. And I think at that point he called everybody he could a criminal. He didn't say the word criminal, but he started talking about collusion as if collusion had been proven. Scotch for the throat, Tillman said. Good, get it out so we can pick it apart. Exactly. And I'm sure it's going to come out, Alan, to be quite honest with you. I think what they're doing is they have this memo. It's probably got a lot of classified information in it. It probably has nothing to do about anything. They've sent it to the FBI and the DOJ. They made a point of, oh, look, we did what our Republican peers didn't do. It's become an obsession. Yeah, it really has. But they're saying, we're doing what our Republican friends didn't do. We've actually given it to the FBI and the DOJ, and they've had it for several days. And we want them to look at it and make sure, unlike what the Republicans did. And then it's sent to the president. Jamie said Trump should take the memo and show it being goosed in the trash, just like tossed in the trash. I think what they really want to do is they want to get it in front of the president so the president can say, I like getting only one side of the story. Well, William, you can get both sides in here. They're going to look at it, and then the president is going to say, I don't think that this should be, I know, Cully, put it in front of the very people that they're trying to protect their own butts. The president may not allow it to be released. I mean, depending on what's in it. And also, the FBI and the DOJ may say we shouldn't have this released because it gives out too much information or, whatever. We'll wait and see. But if the president doesn't release it, see, then the Democrats are going to have a strategy to say, oh, yeah, you see there, the president releases one side of the Republicans, but he doesn't release ours because he knows that ours shows that his collusion with Russia. I mean, it is a total game that they're doing here. And you notice none of the GOP objected to it being released. So obviously it doesn't have that much in it. So they can show face the Democrat. Yeah, Jamie, I don't even, or they can save face. I don't even think they can save face. I think it's a game. I think it's another one of those Alinsky ploys. Make America great again. Trump can MAGA. Yep. And I think that's exactly what it is. It's all theater. Yes, absolutely. It's all it is. The Democrats, when was the last time you heard the Democrats, the liberal Democrats, the progressive ones, the ones that are in Congress, when was the last time you heard them be concerned about America or want to benefit America? You name time. All GOP voted to release the Dems because BS memo, no defense for what has been done. It just release the truth. I don't care if it's Democrat coming from the Democrats or the Republican. If I need to see it, let me just see it. Show me what's in every memo. Open up everything. Let's see it. And of course, they're not going to do that because there is some really, classified information that can't get out there and can't get released. But all the Democrats want to do is just show some, I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know what their memo says. Maybe their memo is going to say, we never paid the DNC and Hillary didn't pay for the dossier, or that's never been proven. I don't know. Democrats do like the stocks dropping, Cully. They really do. Even though it hurts them in their own wallets, they still like it because it makes everybody panic, and it makes everybody look as though that President Trump isn't doing what he says, or he's not successful, or whatever. I've never seen such hatred towards a president in my lifetime. Ever. Ever. And it's not getting better. And as we talked about yesterday, it's not going to get better. So if you think it's going to get better, just forget about it. It's not going to. It's going to be an everyday, constant thing. Party before country. That's what they do, Cully. And it's not even their party. It's a platform of them for the elitists and the globalists. Because they have to cover their crimes by doing this, Trump MAGA said. Good medicine doesn't go down smooth as the pun of the day. I just don't understand the hatred. Well, D, I mean, he's trying to drain the swamp. You know, it's kind of like, I don't know, how can you describe it? You know, if you turn on the light, let's say you have cockroaches, right? You ever seen cockroaches and you turn on the light and they all scatter? You know, they're trying to protect themselves. They're trying to hide from the light. They're trying to hide from the truth. Once arrest starts, it will help. I hope they'd have arrests, Amanda. Great analogy, G said. I know. I mean, it's survival of the fittest. These people are trying to survive and maintain control. And that's what elitists and globalists do. And that's who they are. They're showing their true colors. I'm not expecting any good news from the government ever, Robin said. Democrats and rhinos just want to cover their own butts. Yep, it's true, Robin. I mean, it really is true. Rats jumping off the ship. Yeah, and they're not abandoning a ship, Rhonda. They're hiding to protect themselves. Sick of roaches. Hey, Sister Vaughn, how are you? Hey, Debbie, good to see you. Who will arrest them, Susan? Well, it should be the DOJ, but I don't know who's going to arrest them. I heard something that was really disturbing yesterday. I don't know if you watched Judicial Watch yesterday and Tom Fitton, but he was saying that he's been trying to get some information about the IRS, about the FBI, et cetera, and he's saying that the Trump administration's DOJ and the FBI are blocking him getting the FOIA requests more so than even under the Obama administration. And he doesn't blame President Trump for that, but he just believes that the holdovers and people like that who are still in the DOJ and the FBI and the IRS are dragging their feet and not allowing the things to come out. And he doesn't even know if President Trump even knows about that. It's probably Rosenstein for the most part, yeah. But, you know, unless something is known about that and something is done about it, he's saying one request he's not going to get for until like 2020 because they've slowed down production. So, I mean, when you've got that happening and it's the Trump administration, somebody needs to tell President Trump and something needs to be done about it. Do you think Sessions is working for the president? I do. I don't have any, Chief, I don't have any reason to think otherwise at this point. I know a lot of people want to talk bad about Sessions. As far as I know, as far as I've seen in a track record, Sessions has always been an ethical person. Now, how ethical, I don't know, but I'm just saying he has shown that he has ethics. I just think that he is he's not a bulldog. He's not somebody that goes after things. Even if he is, we're not going to know about it. He's that type of individual. He's not hey, Chicago Pops, he's not a Holder type individual or a Lynch person. You know, he kind of just stays quiet, does his own thing, and shows up like a grandpa and says a few things and then goes home. I mean, hey, Robin. So he's not, that go-getter aggressive guy. But I do think that he's ethical. So far, he's never shown that he isn't. I'm trying to see it that way. Yeah, I mean, I know it's hard sometimes to see it that way. Hey, Hassan. But I mean, you look at his past. Look at the things that he's been doing. I know people were all upset again about him recusing himself. Have to expose Lynch. No kidding, Cully. No kidding. What they need to do is, hey, Brad. What they need to do is go back. They've got to look at Uranium One and look at all that. I don't know if we're ever going to. I don't think you're going to see a second special counsel appointed. I really don't, especially under the setup that we have now and Rosenstein and all that. They're going to look at it as more of a waste of money. I mean, we're wasting so much money, over $7 million. It's probably up in the $10 million range by now on Mueller. The American public is not going to want another special counsel appointed. I mean, that's supposed to be the job of the House Intel and the Senate Intel and the DOJ to, ferret out these things, and then bring charges. But we're not doing that. Let's make a deal. We drop that. They drop. I know, Robert. They're never going to drop Russia. I'm willing to pay for another if it brings justice to these countries. I am too, Brad. I am too. Obviously, we have money to burn. I mean, we're doing tests in Kenya about men being aggressive and easy to be recruited by ISIS. I can tell you that. You save your money on the survey, okay? I can tell you that. So let's take that money and put it on the special counsel. I'm willing to do that. Stop all foreign aid right now. Yeah, we're not going to do that, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, we should. At least most of it, especially that, going to Palestine. But it's not going to happen. And I mean, let's take the money that we need. Let's get something done. The Republicans don't work like that. They just, they let the Democrats do stuff. We should, what was that, Coach? We should? Question mark. So, anyway. I want to tell you some other news, too. Yeah, we should stop aid on some of the countries that are especially working against us or working against Israel. Yes, we should, Coach. We need to clean up our own cities and homeless and drug addicts, etc., before helping others. I think so, too, my guy. But we've never done that. We've never done that. We always work on the foreign aid first. Time to move away from special counsels and on with business. Nothing good is coming from all this. Stop the Russia investigation. Investigate the FBI and DOJ. Thought you said all aid. Hi, Susan. Hi, everybody. Better late than never. Hey, Pat. Good to see you. I'm tired of Americans being killed by illegals. Yeah, Robin. Like the NFL player, killed at 26 in the prime of his life by supposedly a drunk driver. There's no way for politicians to recycle and claim the money if they give it to the homeless. That's true. You can't get votes from the homeless, so what good is it, right? That's what they're doing. The homeless and the homeless veterans are kind of forgotten because they're not important to the Democrats. Can't get votes. Did you catch that Carter Page was used by the FBI to bring down Russian spies? I know that they were trying to, I know they surveilled him. I don't know about bringing down Russian spies, but wouldn't surprise me that they were continuing to use him to do that. Fox is reporting Trump's lawyers are advising him not to talk with Mueller. Well, Pat, we talked about that before. Oh, that was prior to 2016? Oh, my gosh. I didn't know about that one, Brad. Yeah, President Trump, the advice of the attorneys, that's coming out at least from the New York Times, and they're saying there are 4 other sources. Hey, Cajun lady. That Mueller is, if he wants to talk to the president, he may have to subpoena him because the lawyers are saying don't go talk to Mueller. I mean, any lawyer at all would say don't go talk to anybody, certainly without a subpoena. He was reliable FBI informants. Now he's an enemy of the state. Carter Page is saying that basically that whole thing about the dossier, the dossier saying that he had met with some Russian actor, some big guy in Russia. Carter Page is saying that was absolutely untrue in the dossier. He said he tried, he sent I don't know, an email or notified somehow Comey and said, I want to meet with you and talk about this because this is not true. And Comey didn't respond. Did anyone see Page on Laura Ingraham last night? I was talking about some excerpts from there just now, Pat. That basically, you know, he's saying that stuff in the dossier about him was not true, but nobody wanted to take him up on that. Hey, Political Patty. Pamela, how are you? Hey, Wendell. So, you know, I mean, if a guy is saying all the stuff that your informant has in there, you know, Christopher Steele, yeah, I feel sorry for Page. It seems like Page has been a pawn. Really, that people from all over have just been using him. He seems shifty and probably should have been better vetted and not allowed on the Trump team. Could be true. Trump Ken MAGA. He has a history of patriotism, helping the FBI work Russian espionage. Wow. But he hasn't been locked up, so, yep. Doing well, just busy like usual. I know, Pam. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about Carter Page. He's been going through this for 5 years. Yep. I mean, it seemed like, at least on the Trump team, he was a low-level individual as far as responsibilities. But it turned out to be seemingly so much more. Page said the documents are the handouts he gives his students at New York University. Wow. Very low, Pat said. Dim seemed to be saying that because Page went to Russia that he is a spy. Exactly, Robin. I mean, or if you know, I don't know, look at Stranahan, who's on Russian TV. I mean, he's going to be accused of something pretty soon, I'm sure. I would blow out the Obama government. Ugh. Pamela said. The collusion is Dems and media in Russia. I know, Trump. It's between DNC, the Hillary campaign, Christopher Steele, FBI, and DOJ. They have screwed so much, Pamela said. They spin everything. They certainly do. And again, the spinning is going to get a lot worse. He was backstabbed by the deep state. They used actions that directed against him, Brad said. I go to Russia once a month. Never been accused of being a spy. Well, until now, Brian. Somebody's going to accuse you of being a Russian spy. Just wait and see. No, the only way you're going to be a Russian spy is if you've been working on the Trump team at all. Hey, Monique. How many people go to Russia or have investments there doesn't make them spies without proof. Yeah, well, tell the FBI and the DOJ that, Pat. I'm sure they're at least watching you somewhere. Let's see. But what I was saying about Trump and Mueller, nobody in their right mind would talk to an investigator, special counsel, House intel, Senate intel without a subpoena. There's no way that anybody would do that. Unfortunately, that was Michael Flynn's problem, and that's how he got in trouble. And so President Trump is saying, sure, I'll talk to them, but the attorneys aren't going to let him. We are not currently enemies with Russia. Well, I don't know, Brad. I guess it's who you talk to. Oh, you're watching it on Facebook today. Good, Monique. Hey, Melinda. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is the Mueller investigation needed to be over when it started. We're still not over with it. If President Trump follows the advice of his attorneys and doesn't speak with Mueller, then it could go to court over it, and it could go to court over executive privilege, and we could be in this for months on end. Are the Russians coming again? Depends on who you're asking, I guess. Monique. Adam Schiff is a Russian spy also. Did you know that Adam Schiff's sister was married to George Soros' son? They're no longer married, but Russia wasn't Satan when Hillary offered the reset button or selling them uranium. Yes, exactly. They were fine then. It was funny how that was all okay and doing business with Russia. Yeah, that's interesting. I looked it up, Robin. It's actually true. She was married to him, and then they got divorced. About as sexist people, I didn't know I was so sexy, Pamela said. Cover up is worse than the crime. Trump is just letting them add more fuel to the fire. Amanda heard that they were married. Yeah. So this Mueller investigation, I'm telling you, could keep going on forever because if they fight this out in the court system, and even Steve Bannon is saying right now that he's not going to respond to the House Intel subpoena. This is according to the media, so we don't know if it's really coming from Bannon. But he's saying, or through the media anyway, is saying that he would have to assert the executive privilege. No, I don't, Scope, because I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Gitmo is open for business. That's true. Deep state neocon military-industrial complex is resurrecting the Cold War. Could be, Brad. Mueller in search of a crime. Yes. Yep. So, again, with Steve Bannon, thank you, Jesse. Steve Bannon has the ability to... well, here's the part I don't understand. With a subpoena, you end up going, and then you say, and when you get there, I'm not going to answer your questions because of executive privilege. You assert the executive privilege. And just keep on doing that. But you do show up, so I don't understand why he's not going. However, with the intel, the House intel, and the Senate intel, I know, Pat, did you see that? Mueller's there by false pretense. Any charge would be the same pretense. Well, Brian, yes, you would think so. You would hope so, but you can't take that gamble. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Marianne. That's the problem. You don't want to gamble on something like that, because that could end up in court system too. I mean, everything is going to keep ending up in a long, long period of time. No problem, Robin. Better late than never. Hey, Rocky, good to see you. Days like this, husband home. I know. Got you, Barbara. Let's see. For all the Canadian friends who listen to us, Trudeau corrected a woman in a town hall meeting for using the word mankind. We can't do that. She asked a question and said the word mankind in it, and he corrected her. So there you go. Except God, of course, yes. My God, that explains it all. Does Schiff ever get tired of lying? How does he put up with himself every day without having a Schumer meltdown? Oh, well, we don't know that he's having a meltdown, Monique. We don't see him in front of the TV all the time, right? So he could be in private. Adam Schiff, I don't know. That guy, they need to do an investigation just on him. Something is too shifty about him. Obama is the worst, and I hope his records are unsealed and he will be found out to be an illegal. I don't know, Trump. That would be a hard thing to unseal and do. And, I mean, my gosh. Okay, so what are you supposed to say? I guess you're supposed to say, I'm not even sure humankind is okay, Pat, but if the animals will let you, maybe you can say humankind. But I guess he'll have to check with the animals first and get back to you on that, let you know. Pretty soon you're not going to be able to say anything, Pat, and that's what they want you to do. Just shut up. Don't even ask a question for fear that you may ask, say the wrong thing. Hey, Nina. Where is Trump? Where is Trump? He is like the game. Where's Waldo? Well, he was down in Florida. He went to Cincinnati yesterday, and I don't know where he is today. I'm assuming at the White House right now. The first man on the moon has said mankind. I know, Brian. I know. It will be Chimera before too long. Oh, Chimera. Gosh. Well, China has its way, right? We're already cloning monkeys over there, so maybe when Obama is in Gitmo for treason, he will know no choice. Yeah, Obama's not going to go to Gitmo. My head is about to explode with all this political correctness. I know, Chicago Pops, that's what they're hoping. Oh, Trudeau said people kind. Aw, that's so sweet, Barbara. I don't know, maybe somebody will be offended because, see, not all people are people, Barbara. Some are X's and O's, right? He's going to have a rude awakening when Sharia law gets established up there, Alan said. Susan, you are so good to address our comments. You are good for this forum. Thank you, Brian. Barbara said it's true. Okay, here's some other news. This was breaking news this morning. Julian Assange has lost his bid to have his UK arrest warrant dropped. So don't know what he's going to do after that. Trudeau is horrid, a mouthpiece. Yes, Nina, I think the people in in Canada feel the same way. Trudeau is just another soy boy with mommy issues. Why don't you say how you really feel about that, Brad? But yes, I agree. He's kind of a weird dude anyway, I know. Iraqi Kurds say they have 4,000 jihadists detained, including foreigners. So that could be good. That's a lot, 4,000. And the Kurds did that, not us. Supposedly. Anyway. The UN is probing suspected chlorine use in Syria, which we kind of knew about a couple days ago when we've been hearing claims that they're using chemicals again on their own people and others. Lebanon, they're really angry right now with Israel because Israel wants to put up a wall. Lebanon doesn't want the wall because if that happened, then Iran can't get stuff back and forth to Hezbollah. Stuff meaning, I don't know, chemical weapons, missiles, things like that, nuclear weapons. Yeah, but they will do nothing. Are you talking about the Kurds? A wall. Yes, Barbara. Can you imagine that? Israel wants a wall to protect itself. That's what I say, Chezzy. Put up the wall. And I think Israel will. But what they're going to do is Lebanon is calling on, the UN, other international leaders to try to prevent Israel from putting up a wall. Yeah, again, only because they want Hezbollah to take weapons back and forth. Hey, mighty blessed one. Israel has already placed successful border walls and they're about to deport. Yes, I heard the other day that they're deporting Africans or asking them to leave and paying them $3,500 to do so. So I don't know if that was what I read in the news. I didn't know there was a problem. I don't know why they're asking Africans to leave, and I don't even know if the news is accurate. So there you go. If everybody could, it's at halfway point. If you don't mind retweeting this, I would really appreciate it. Build the wall here, build the wall in Israel. Sounds good to me. I know, Robin. It works, right? So that's what you have to do, build the wall. Syrian rebels. Right now, 47 people are killed in new airstrikes on Damascus suburb of eastern Ghouta. Good fences make good neighbors. Exactly, Pat. Ask everybody in California. There's a fence on each side of our homes. I watched the faces of those sitting in the audience when Trudeau corrected the lady. Not impressed. Good. They shouldn't be. They should get rid of Trudeau. I mean, why did you elect this guy? So Erdogan, that is the Turkey leader, he thinks that the United States is taking calculations against Turkey and Iran, Russia, and Syria because I guess I know they should have booed him, but they have been, the United States is supposedly trying to fight ISIS. And it's coming into Syria. According to the Erdogan, he's saying bringing 5,000 trucks and 2,000 cargo planes. And Turkey's trying to say, we think they're trying to do, the United States is not trying to be over there and fight ISIS, but they're instead trying to come after us and Iran and Russia and Syria. Now, here's what I don't understand. Yeah, I know, Brad. That's been going on for a while. European women are being subjected to a massive rape jihad right now. Lived in Turkey 2 years. They play rough and for keeps. Always felt like I was being watched, Brian said. The thing of it is, I thought we were told that we weren't really needing to be in Syria so much anymore because ISIS was gone, but we wanted to kind of remain there to make sure they didn't return. So I don't know if that's true, if that number 5,000 and 2,000, that seems like a lot if you're not fighting ISIS or you're maintaining ISIS. That seems like a lot. Now, again, that's what Erdogan said. I don't know if that's really a true numbers. Has anybody heard it? Are those specifically true numbers? Because that sounds like a lot. 5,000 trucks, 2,000 cargo planes. That is a lot. Anywhere, by any means. We back to new Kurdish country, and the Turks aren't having it. Yeah, they don't like that. They don't like that at all. Um, in other news, remember the little girl that Press Secretary Sarah Sanders said to pray, wanted America to pray for her because she had a rare brain disorder, brain disease, and she was going to have surgery. Do you remember that? We are at odds with a NATO ally. Yes. So anyway, the little girl, I guess the dad came out and said the little girl was doing really well, and they appreciated all the national prayers. Felt that it had helped. Shauna made it. Having a new baby foal is taking up mega time. Shauna, I almost didn't recognize you there on YouTube. You've never been on YouTube. Great, we did pray. I know, Barbara. Thank God, Amanda says. Absolutely. Absolutely. That little girl had had so many strokes, and they were so worried about her, and she had to have surgery. Julian Switter says, court has adjourned in my arrest warrant case, judgment next Tuesday. Huh. That's really weird, Mighty Blessed One, because the news was saying, breaking news from Sky News was that he had lost his bid to have his UK arrest warrant dropped. So that's odd. Yes, I do remember, Monique said. Periscope eats up battery. Shauna, that's so funny. It is true, though. It does, doesn't it? You'll find this interesting, albeit crazy. Everybody block that person. George, how are you? Good morning. Georgia, sorry. Block that person. And if people come in from that, that is a really disgusting name. I don't know why Twitter and Periscope allows that guy in with that name against children. It's horrible. Horrendous. Horrible. Thank you, Hurley Pat. I'm losing my voice, which is not good because I have God's views to do in less than an hour. So I think we gave Susan the cold. I know, Tillman, you were talking about it, gave it to me. Hey, Bob. Podesta, he comes back now and then. I don't know, Barbara. That is just, that name is disgusting. I mean, my God. Ugh. I'd like to meet that douchebag in a dark alley, Brad says. Not too late for scotch, Tillman said. Oh, and the invited new followers. Who has followers with that name? Well, and I know, Chezzy, and why would you follow somebody like that with that name? And what does that say about you? I mean, my gosh. Thank goodness I'm watching on YouTube. Cannot see those names, Rick said. I know, Rick. They're really disgusting. Hillary Clinton said on Monday, that guy shipped. He's a wacko, Cully said. Hillary said on Monday, this was at at the university, where was she? The Georgetown University speech that she was giving. I think it was more like a women's caucus type thing. And basically she said, get that one too, please, everybody. Just block that one, another name. Unbelievable. Sick, sick, sick. Hillary Clinton said that women will bear the brunt of the effects of climate change. So, again, this is this kind of, you guys, war on men that's going on with the Me Too movement, what the Democrat Party's doing, especially the women Democrats are doing. Well, Barbara, because they will be the ones that will bear the brunt of looking for the food, looking for firewood, looking for places to migrate to when all the grass is gone. As the desertification moves south and you have to keep moving the livestock or your crops are no longer growing. I think she's a little confused. It sounds like that she's back in the Stone Ages or something. And I mean, she's a little bit, well, she's more than a little bit, but I'm just saying, when I was reading that, it sounds like she's in prehistoric times and that she's out there with the cavemen and she's out there looking for fruit and berries and deciding where the cattle are going to go. Now, don't get me wrong, I know there's some third world countries similar to that, but it's not America and it's not most of the world. Unless I'm wrong and I don't know something that Hillary knows that I don't know. Too much time in the forest, Barbara said. Maybe that boot's too tight and she needs to loosen that. I know, Nina. You can't read that without seeing her walking around in, this caveman outfit type thing. Do they have caveman pantsuits, I wonder? Fruit, berries, and she's nuts. Robin said. Those countries already were eating dirt. Barbara said, I know. She said in order to help, just plant trees and seek international organizations' help. So there you go. You heard it from Hillary giving you the advice. I can see it now. Hillary foraging for food. I know, but in a pantsuit, a kind of like animal skin pantsuit. Wilma wore one in special Flintstone episodes. That's right, Brad. She took the money, so they are starving. Barbara said, okay, she's lost her mind, Nina said. Robin says, I don't even want to think about Hillary. And then Bob said 35,000 a day migrating to Colombia from Venezuela. So, oh my gosh. The Flintstones meet the Flintstones, meet the Clintons, and then die, right? She's not for long for this world. I don't know, Brad. Sometimes evil can live on a long, long time. Nina agrees with Robin. Hey, Jake, how are you? Maybe she's preparing to go off the grid. We could only be so lucky. Jake, her idea of going off the grid is staying in a Holiday Inn, So, did anybody read about the vampire? Brad, let's not laugh about that. That could be a possibility. So you never know. Did anybody read about the Department of Homeland Security flub that occurred? Something sounds a little weird about it. So glad I never met the Clintons or I may not be here. Robin said, that's true, Robin. Count your lucky blessings. I'd only make 6 posts benign at best, Shauna said. With her, could be. Nina, nope. Okay. So what happened was, there was recipients of the draft after action reports were told to keep them locked up. It was a documentation from the DHS that basically talked about what would happen in the event of Queen of the Damned. Oh my God. A biological attack that might happen on the Super Bowl. And this was something that was a December 2017 report. It was supposedly put out by the DHS. And it was a report that said, for official use only, people were told to lock the stuff up and then shred it prior to discarding it. Well, according to CNN, a CNN employee discovered copies of those documents with other sensitive DHS material in the seat back pocket of a commercial plane. Does that sound legitimate to you in the least? It doesn't to me. Unless somebody knew where that CNN person was going to be sitting and put something there for them. I know, Nina. It doesn't, it sounds just fishy. Yes, that's a good word. And they said the reports were based on exercises designed to evaluate the ability of public health, law enforcement, and emergency management officials to engage in a coordinated response where a biological attack to be carried out in Minneapolis on Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah, it's called handoff. Exactly, Brad. Exactly. And, you don't hear much. I mean, it did come out, but it's kind of gone away. It doesn't sound in the slightest bit plausible. No. Sounds like that somebody got a hold of it, wanted to pass it along to CNN, didn't want to be held responsible for it, knew that CNN was going to be on that plane at that time in that seat, and put it there. Because, here's the thing. Every time there is a flight, after that flight, the plane is clean. Everything is taken out from the seats, the seat back, the little holder in the seat back position. Everything is removed. They go through there with vacuum cleaners, trash bags, and everything else. Hey, John. So the chances of that being in there, yes. Could somebody have missed it? Yes. But I think they're pretty slim that was there. Somebody had to leave it there. I think that's what happened. CNN and legitimate are both negative. Ever had your boomerang or whatever your name is, booger? You can leave now. Unbelievable. That was probably one of the invited guests that came in from that deranged name that we saw a while ago. It's my grandpa used to say slim to nothing. Yeah. Yep. And I think they wanted it to be a big explosion in the news, and they wanted to Troll Tuesday. There you go. And they wanted to make the DHS look really bad, and it didn't work. And in a way, maybe that's because so much of this information is leaking out anyway. Now it's become like, oh, okay, something else leaked. Oh well, whatever. I know. I know, Alexis. Here's some news in Long Island that nobody heard about. This is alleged in a residential section on the east side of Long Island. An 18-year-old Latino man on Sunday lured a woman he knew and her 7-year-old daughter to a schoolyard by pretending to be somebody else and someone that she knew. According to court documents, Brian Saranuula, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Siranaula, 18, sent the woman a text message from an unfamiliar number pretending to be somebody that she knew. He allegedly asked her to meet him at the spring school in East Hampton. When the woman arrived, he went over to her car, opened the door, pulled her out of the car, carried her across the parking lot, and forced her into his car, where they say he then brutally raped the woman as her daughter watched in horror. And I didn't see that in the news. I dug for that one. Nobody's talking about things like that. So, interesting. General Mattis also suddenly dismissed 2 military lawyers yesterday. So incredibly sick and twisted. Yes, Nina. Everyone should watch YouTube channel Active Self-Protection. Give her husband 5 minutes alone in a locked room with that guy. Yep, disgusting and sickening to the core. Yes, Lee, absolutely. And, I mean, my gosh. It's the whole thing is weird. I mean, it's really a weird kind of scenario. Rape is not a sex act. It is for somebody who's angry, trying to get back at somebody, that type of thing. And for this guy to go to that lengths, that's crazy. And it says supposedly he knew those people. So I don't know what was going on with that. Why are people so stupid? You don't respond to anyone if you don't know who it is. I don't care if my best friend used another number. I wouldn't go. Robin said. How anyone is capable of that is unthinkable. I know, Nina. Hey, Bob. Haven't seen you in a long time. Didn't see you come in even until just now. Wow. So, General Mattis, they didn't talk about really why he dismissed the 2 lawyers. And he said, including the top official overseeing the case against 5 terrorists accused of plotting the 9/11 attacks. Didn't hear much about that in the news. I didn't hear about it at all. Had to find it. I said that the attorney, one of them, Harvey Rishikoff, is an attorney with experience in national security law, but with no military experience. According to the Miami Herald, there is no known reason for Mattis's decision to fire the man he named convening authority for a military commission last April. He was at the center of multiple controversial decisions, like suspending Chief Defense Counsel Marine Brigadier General John Baker and rejecting a proposed charge sheet for 3 former CIA captives suspected of plotting terror attacks. Maybe that's why I got rid of them. Hey, Dixie Doodles, how are you? I mean, that could be very well, refusing to do his job. Robin said, I'm not blaming the victim. I'm just saying, oh, no, Robin, I know. Yeah, you really can't trust anybody. If that had been me, I probably would have called first and said, is this you? Getting too close to the truth. Exactly, Brad. Could be. But what truth? Maybe not doing his job. Maybe not in, charging the 3 CIA captives. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? I guess ICE is supposedly. I mean, again, I say supposedly because when I see things now in the news, I'm not really sure. Hey, McHar, how are you? Welcome to Periscope. You're not a troll, are you? Truth, you could not take the truth. I know, Barbara. Truth that our own CIA has been running guns and drugs with ISIS. Well, Brad, so far those are rumors. So I know that's what everybody thinks happened in Las Vegas, but we don't have proof of that yet. Trying to understand this crypto hearing. Oh, I'm not okay. Yeah, Robin said me too. So let's see. ICE is saying that the agency is opposed to President Trump wanting to give 1.8 Dreamers amnesty. Said that the proposed amnesty would leave gaping holes for a new wave of illegal immigration. ICE Council President Chris Crane sent a letter to Mr. Trump on Friday saying that the four-point plan the White House proposed, coupling legalization for illegal immigrant dreamers with the border wall and changes to legal immigration, falls short, leaving businesses free to continue hiring illegal immigrants and refusing to root out cities and counties serving as sanctuaries. I noticed around my area in California a lot more of the Border Patrol all over the place. Yeah, Dixie, I don't know. Bitcoin, again, you have to be somebody who really likes that type of thing. Oh, there goes Facebook again. It is, you think the stock market is going up and down and very volatile. Well, Bitcoin is going to be even more so. So, again, I always say to people, if you don't have the money to lose, then don't put it on such things as, the stock market, Bitcoin, something like that. And who knows, the United States can start regulating Bitcoin and do whatever it wants, really. They did that with gold at one point, so. Also, yesterday, a deputy was killed in Colorado, shot dead while investigating a motor vehicle theft. And two sheriff's deputies were also shot. And they're in the hospital, and one police officer, I believe, was shot as well. And the man that was killed was an 11-year vet. We need more ICE agents in Austin. Oh, Bob, you're never going to see them there. And when I say never, I mean you're certainly not going to get a large number, maybe 2 or 3. But we did have him in California, so there is hope for you. I mean, at least we're seeing the Border Patrol. Not seeing ICE, but I'm seeing Border Patrol. Heard the Rothschild, Soros, and Saudi families sold off a bunch of stock yesterday. Could be true, Nina. But as I was saying, the police officer was the deputy sheriff's officer was an 11th anniversary with the department, and he left behind a wife and 7-year-old twins. They say the driver was an illegal alien. Was that the DUI driver, or was that the driver in Colorado, Daniel? Stock market is like a trip down Las Vegas memory lane, Shauna said. Exactly. Hey, Texas, how are you? In Colorado. Wow. It's funny, Daniel. They didn't specify that. How unusual. So that if that's true, then there's two in a couple days that have killed innocent people. Falcon Heavy launching around 1:30 p.m. Eastern today. Good, you're working? Well, at least you're not sick, Texas. There are some people in here that are sick, and that's why they're home not working. And that's a bummer. I read yesterday that 6 of the wonderful Eagles players in the NFL won't be going to the White House. Seems as though they don't want to see the president. Sanj just posted 8 minutes ago that he hasn't lost his bid to get warrant dropped. That's so weird, Robin. See, that's why, I mean, you can't trust what that the news is putting out. That was Sky News in a breaking news break report from them. So I'm telling you, that's some of the news that I'm telling you that I research and find. I'm just not sure about anymore. He corrected NBC. Good. Best thing about playing hooky from work due to illness is getting to listen to this live feed, Shauna said. Thanks, Shauna. Disgusting, ungrateful pieces of poop, Nina said about the Eagles players. Yeah. Yep. Sky gets a lot wrong, Brad said. Well, that'll be the last time I trust Sky on anything. Yeah, I mean, under Obama, how many people refused to go to the White House? Do you remember any? Oh, such pettiness in those young NFL players. Yep. Pettiness and a feeling of, that they have a right to do it. Yeah, Nina, zero. They're just sheep. Yeah. I think everybody, even those people that knew they didn't like Obama, they went. Hey, Monique. Yeah, Facebook went down, Monique. They decided that your time was up on Facebook. They can suck lemons, Robin said. Yeah, Bob saying, Don saying, at least they stood for one game. Yeah. And people watching the Super Bowl, they stood for that game. Susan is the Paul Harvey of our generation. I'll take that as a compliment, Tillman. He was an amazing man, so. And he was always truthful, tried to get the word out. Just got notification that they are outside Ecuadorian embassy. Yeah, I saw that a while ago, Brad. Trump said he's bringing vets in to take their place. Good. You should, Tillman said. My mother was invited by Janet Reno, and she said no thanks to be fair. But that's Janet Reno. Got to check it real quick. Okay, Brad. Years ago, of course. What is the NFL? Robin's totally, they're like, NFL? Who are they? Their token standing for one game isn't making up for any ignorance. Shauna said, exactly. So why do they go anyway? Waste half a day of the president's time? Yep. Have a great day, all. Okay, you too, Lee. Thank you. Lee's checking out early, everybody. So don't panic. We're still here. I don't recall Obama ever being treated the way Trump is being treated, but I honestly remember Soros is behind every Obama movement to destroy Trump. Yep. Monique, I agree with that. Medal of Honor winners would have kicked their butts, Don said. Yeah, I think that I hope he does bring vets in because let me get this down. They need to be brought in and honored because they deserve to be there, whereas the NFL players, if they don't want to be there, then don't be there. Nobody's going to miss you. Press would have crucified players not seeing Obama. Yep. Obama had lamestream media in his bed. They sure did, Dixie. And everybody felt that if they didn't go, probably, that it was politically incorrect. But I think a lot of people went because they were respecting the office of the president, not Obama necessarily, but the office of the president. Soros and Rothschild are in collaboration, I think. Shauna said. Robin said, I hope he does too. Honor our veterans. Yes. Eagles stood all season. New York Pats took a knee. I think he said he was bringing two in for everyone not coming, but not sure on that one. Oh, Nina, that would be great. Thanks for being here, Susan. We can count on you. Thanks, Robin. Thanks, Susan. Another great scope. See everyone tomorrow. I may do a shorter scope tomorrow, just depending on how things go. I've got some things that I need to get done, so it might be a shorter scope, but we'll see. Blessings, everyone. Have a great one. You too, Amanda. If you want to go see God's Views on Political News, that is in an hour over on Facebook on the God's Views on Political News page. It will also be up on my SusanKnowles.com later on. Said they are waiting for his reaction to pending appeal ruling. Okay. And again, just a reminder, my book, My Ears Are Not Like Yours. If you haven't gotten yours yet, it's a great positive message for young children. Please pick it up at Amazon.com. Thank you very much. Thank you for retweeting, everyone. I really appreciate it when you do that. Really need to do that. Facebook Live and Facebook, they are really cutting down on people. I have noticed that they really are. Thank you, Brad. They are really cutting down on people's reach over on Facebook. So we need all the help we can do and get when retweeting and sharing things. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to buy the book today. Oh, thank you, Dixie Doodles. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. God bless you all. I just got kicked off. Oh, Alan, I know. It's so terrible. Facebook does that. All right, everybody. God bless you. See you tomorrow. All right, everybody on YouTube, God bless you. And we'll see you tomorrow. Shauna going back to the baby.